Nope.
I bet you it's somebody really big. If they're having us reveal it,
Yeah.
I'm just gaming the system.
And Finkel hasn't, and Koa hasn't. Who's the other one? Darwin Castle?
Yeah, that could.
Yeah, Darwin Castle
No,
did write
has.
for Star City.
Okay.
Well, remember back in the day, a lot of the YMG guys.
Oh, yeah.
wrote
Actually, was
for-
this list on the dojo? Because if they just poured it from the dojo, that probably doesn't count. No, it wasn't poured from the dojo.
No, I actually kind of remember some of this stuff.
All right, so for you guys just joining us, this is SCG Live. I'm here in the booth with Joey Pasco, and I'm Gavin Verhey. And
I'm Adam Prozac.
And you're Adam Prozac. And
God.
standard Open champion.
You can
And,
drop that title
and
now.
we're giving you. It's over.
I'm tired of this.
Yes.
And,
It's been 6 hours.
and we're giving you live coverage of the Star City Games Open Series here in San Jose. We're going into round 6. There's only 8 rounds today, and the winner of this can just double draw into top 8. On
This
your,
is a 5-0 match.
yeah, so this is 5-0. Winner double draws into top 8.
We know
On-
Gerry Thompson playing Counterbalance.
I was on your left. Gerry, obviously, Star City Invitational champion. He's had 2 buys into this event. I mean, he's
a staple.
Doing great. Yeah, he is a staple.
One of the best players on the Open Series.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
and he worked with LSV for this event. They have very similar decks. LSV's 501, Gerry Thompson, or is a 401, Gerry Thompson's 5-0. And then on your right, we have Todd
Idashkin?
Idashkin.
Yeah, let's.
It feels like there's a letter missing there somewhere, but yeah, Todd Idashkin. And we don't know what he's playing yet. We'll see his deck list soon enough.
Sooner the best.
What the heck? Oh.
No,
Alright,
if we
so-
have a winner of the die roll yet.
We still have a
Is those-
Gabe
are those some
Walls.
elves? Those look like
Yeah,
elves to
those
me.
look like elves.
See the Priest of Titania at the very front.
Yeah,
there.
that's definitely an elf
Love
deck.
that card.
We got my wish. We wanted to see an elf combo deck,
Yeah, exactly.
and
Counterbalance is a big issue for these decks, right?
absolutely, that's
Yeah.
why the
Thank you. We have deck lists now, but we
just
know
kill him.
we've seen Gerry's already playing a pretty traditional countertop list, and we have Todd's list here with the elves. He's, we talked a little bit about it last with LSV about elves, and their matchup with Counterbalance. He took care of it pretty easy. He said, Fire Spout, just pretty much
got
takes
him.
care of it. You guys want to take a look at the list here?
Naturally, he does have natural order.
Yeah,
though. Oh wait, no,
yeah.
wait.
He
He
has
does,
natural
does.
order for all sorts of things,
Whoa.
including a Terastodon, a Progenitus, and a Zuri. I like Zuri.
Dude, this deck is wild. So this is not elf combo.
Yeah,
this is elf beatdown.
Where are the glimpses?
This is
They're
a little
4
different,
Wolf
yeah.
Skull Shamans, 4 Imperious Perfect, 3 Elvish Champions.
Jeez.
This is totally
This is
kitchen
sweet.
table tribal elves.
4 Sliven Messenger. How about that guy? Now,
That's Elf Ringleader,
yeah,
right?
you guys don't know what this card does. It's G3 for a 2/2 with Trample, I believe.
Trample,
And when
yeah.
it enters the battlefield, you flip over your top 4 cards to get all the elves. So it's the Elvish version of Goblin Ringleader.
It's there was a cycle.
Yeah.
Yeah, in Apocalypse.
Apocalypse.
Nobody will ever remember them.
Name another one.
There's a soldier one.
Yeah, the soldier one. There's a zombie one.
Yeah,
I believe.
Also, we have 4 people who are signed up for that.
What's the blue one?
Event. If you're
Whirlpool
interested,
guys?
Come on up and see me by the way.
No, it might be a Merfolk one.
Merfolk. Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah.
So yeah, this deck list, we're just going to read it off to you here. It's a 4 Lunor Elf, 4 Fyndhorn Elf, 4 Priest of Titania, 4 Elvish Archdruid, 4 Sylvan Messenger.
You already
2 War Callers, Durago War
There's like
Callers.
2 or 3 War Callers. What's Sylvan Messenger do?
That's
That's the card we're just
You just told us what it
Ringleader.
is.
already forgot.
right, so
One
let's take a look at the
Progenitus,
board.
1 Terastodon.
Take a look. He just natural ordered.
on turn 2. No.
There's a natural
Well,
order.
there's natural order. He casts a guy and then casts natural order after.
And I think Jerry's in the tank right now.
Yeah.
Jerry's considered what's a force of will.
Right. It's just like force
Oh,
of
he's
will.
probably deciding what to pick.
And he pitches a
Yeah.
Jace the Mind Sculptor.
And this deck looks really interesting. Like it's got some fatties, Progenitus, Terastodon, Wolfskull Shaman, a card we haven't seen a lot of.
Yeah.
But it's really cool.
I'd like to. There's a 1 Arbor. I'd like to see more 1-drops in this deck.
Yeah, there's 1 Arbor Elf. There's Pierce Perfect and Elvish Champion and Elvish Archers. So you have all the lords.
Yeah, all the lords, both priests. So you have Archer and priest. So you're gonna make a bunch of mana.
And in the sideboard, we have Thorn of Amethyst, which is a great card.
Yeah,
I think
that's
really underplayed.
That's a really exciting card. One of the biggest reasons to play Elves.
Yeah, in Extended,
I think.
I've been talking about this card a lot, and I really feel like that card is awesome in Extended, and I think it's even better in
agree.
Legacy. Then the other cool card he has in here is 1 Imperial Archangel, which you can
That's
natural
in
order
the
for.
sideboard. And I don't think that would be coming in this time. Like,
No, but it's
I'm
just like
pretty
a neat
sure
card.
he would even side out Terastodon.
Yeah.
Because Progenitus just is game over every time.
So anyway, back to the game. Looks like Priest of Titania. Oh, natural order resolved this time. He jammed natural order.
Wow.
And here comes Progenitus.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
So he had another...
another natural order in
Natural
hand.
order.
This guy isn't fooling around. He's got 4 natural orders in his deck.
Yeah.
He's just going to jam it out.
This is a lot of what is... the other thing you don't see in a lot of Elf decks is Wasteland. So he's clearly... I mean, you don't want Wasteland if you're going to combo them. But he's clearly not trying to combo them. He's just going to spam a bunch of Elves into play. But this draw looks phenomenal. He's turn 3 double natural order.
Yeah, that's insane. And yeah, we Wastelanded. We had Gaia's Cradle. Like, so we Wasteland only 2 Gaia's Cradle. That's way different than what a lot of people have.
So, now that I
Jared
see
just
this...
backs it in.
Yeah, you just can't beat
Progenitus.
it.
What are you going to do with Progenitus? So,
Progenitus has protection from everything. Gerry T only has some things.
Selection of his answers includes.
That's another
So,
tweetable quote from Adam Jose.
So Brian Kibler is birding the booth. How is your draft open going?
I won my first round. My deck is the ever popular green black metalcraft.
I'm not sure you got the Scars memo.
wait a minute. My deck's actually pretty solid. I think that green is actually pretty underdrafted in this format in general, and you get a lot of...
Because people think of it as just an infect color.
Well, yeah, like, people don't respect the monsters.
Right, Molder Beast, Alpha Trianic.
Right, yeah, I mean, like, my deck has a Molder Beast at Tyrannax. And I mean, like, it has Molder Beast with, like, multiple replicas, which makes Molder Beast, like, so dangerous.
How many is that TBS? So TBS...
Is this your deck?
So TBS is also standing here with his deck. Is that 5 or 6 Carapace Forgers? 5 Carapace Forgers, and what creature type is that?
It is an elf.
It is an elf, huh? And he has an Azuri Renegade Leader to go with it.
So he basically has Overrun on a stick.
Yeah, I've overrun.
You have a nice elf deck.
Not
Do you have any artifacts? You have like 4 artifacts in the whole deck. He's like, we just want some 2/2s to pump.
The big question here is, does he have natural order? That's what we just saw take
Yeah.
the last game on the screen out of this elf deck.
So, looking at the deck list, I got a story. Todd was playing in round 2, and he got deck checked. And he was issued a game loss by the judges because on his deck list he has 2 Cradle, the end. A friend filled out, like, somebody else filled out his deck list, he was telling me. And he's just like, 2 Cradle, and he got a game loss for it because it's not Gaia's Cradle.
Oh, you know this guy?
It could be Cradle of
Are you
Vitality.
No,
Yeah.
right.
Couldn't it be
Got a card.
Cradle
Maybe.
Guard, isn't it? Cradle Guard?
Cradle
isn't
Guard,
it?
yeah.
Guard, yeah.
I mean,
It's under lands, but
But, I mean, we've seen entire deck lists under
However,
spells and entire deck lists under
during
creatures.
Alex Bertuccini's bye, he was just like walking around, just sleeving up his deck at the table next to him. He's like, dude, appeal that. And Todd appealed it and ended up getting the game loss reduced.
wow.
Yeah, Todd had no intention of, like, he didn't know that was sort of the ruling that you can appeal.
Right.
You can appeal almost anything.
Yeah,
Then,
Yeah.
a lot of times it's not worthwhile, but like in this case, like it definitely cost him a game and he won that match. Because he's clearly 5-0.
Yeah.
I mean, it's definitely a very important thing for tournament players to recognize is, you have the right to appeal any ruling to the head judge. You shouldn't do it just because, you don't like the ruling.
Right.
But, if you think that there's a chance that, the ruling is incorrect, or
It's too
it's too harsh a penalty or anything like that, it's definitely your right and in some ways your responsibility, to appeal and make sure you get the correct ruling.
Yeah, so we're bringing Kibler in to our 3rd chair here in the crowded booth, and Ben Seck is probably going to creep a little behind us. Yeah, so it's okay. The camera's not on us. No one's going to know except for the fact that I'm telling them. It's true. We have like a
Even liver.
2-second delay or something like that. So.
Can't handle the delay.
So yeah, this deck's kind of wild. It's not combo elves like we keep seeing. It is Sylvan
This
Messenger,
is beatdown elves.
Wolf Skull Shaman, Natural
What?
Order.
Yeah. Check
Wolf
it.
Skull Shaman.
I know.
Yeah,
that
I don't
guy
know
is
about
sweet.
that card. I would like to see more one mana cards in this deck. But I'm
Wolf
down with
Skull,
the beatdown.
I cut that card from like my block Doran deck.
We just mono shamans, not cut it up.
But wow, that's very interesting. I mean, it gives him a way to continue to generate advantages against decks that that don't necessarily have removal or resolve that guy against counterbalance. Like
Yeah, I was gonna
damn.
say like what are you gonna do?
I mean, you get that guy down. They have Tarmogoyf. It's like that's not going to cut it for long.
I mean, he doesn't have Aether Vial to get around counterbalance, so he has to rely on his creatures to do the job, and doesn't have Vengevine either. So I mean, that's kind of his big bearing there.
His thing, as we saw game 1, like his thing is counterbalance doesn't. You don't start the game with counterbalance in play.
Right.
And as if he draws one of his 9 mana elves, and I think he has to draw one of his 9 mana elves, but he can spew out a bunch of guys pretty quickly.
Hey, so how about this one, Sylvan Messenger? When was the last time you saw that C
Whoa.
play? Right?
Do you even know what that does?
That's the search for it. It's the search for an elf, and it can add a mana or something.
No.
Search it out, put it on top.
No.
It's from Apocalypse. It's the Green Goblin
Ringleader.
Ringleader.
It's the Ringleader. Okay,
Yeah,
I actually
Ringleader.
thought that was what it was first, and then I remembered someone playing the other one against me on Moto. I thought it was the
we've
other
got Elvish Champions. We're just all in. So over here, he did have the turn 1 mana elf. So we have a Findhorn Elf and a Tarmogoyf.
That Elvish Champion could be a big deal against that tropical island.
Oh, there we go. Nice tropical island.
Yeah. You're gonna feel pretty silly for
So
casting that
this looks
Tarmogoyf.
like an Archdruid, maybe?
Yeah, that's what it looks like. And that
Just
big,
kidding.
No, JK. And that big mana just allows him to go for natural order so early, which is unbelievably strong. That's Cradle.
Yeah, it's a Gaia's Cradle. So every creature
Cradle of Gaia, according to
Yeah. Well, we had this story of
Yeah, exactly.
avoided a game loss due to Saint Adam Bertocchini. Nice picture of Gerry Thompson there.
That was an Archdruid that came down. So
Yeah.
Archdruid's down.
Oh, sorry. Next turn, between Cradle and Elvish Archdruid, there's a.
I believe that's a fire spout in Jerry's hand. So
Uh-oh.
Apply counterbalance.
it's interesting because
The Tarmogoyf will die.
well, yeah, it will die. Well, no, it won't. It'll be. Oh yeah, it will.
Yeah, it'll
it's
be
gonna
2/3.
go. Yeah, it'll be 2/3 when it resolves. Because the other creatures aren't dead yet.
Yeah.
So
There's also a counterbalance in Jerry's hand.
He's gonna fire spot here. Just serve and try and get in the damage.
No, if he blocks or whatever, he could just swords the Findhorn Elf.
yeah, get
It's
the
like,
freak
haha.
Yeah, I guess he wants to go to the live. That seems like a good play. Oh, yeah, here's going
another
number
Goyf.
2. So Jerry's
This
gonna
is
try and take the
interesting
beat
play.
down.
I don't know if I agree with Tarmogoyf over counterbalance here, but Jerry's clearly got a plan.
And
Well-
there's Wolfskull Shaman.
If his opponent's playing his natural order, he really needs to actually just kill him quickly. Like he can't let
Right.
him assemble any.
But if he has natural order, he's going to play it now.
Well, assuming he had another actual land. He played his Cradle out, and he played his Cradle at his second land, which generally you would think would generally indicate that you don't actually have another land drop because you'd want to not give your opponent the information that you have guys.
Or like risking a wasteland it or something. Right.
Right, if Jerry did have wasteland in his
Unlikely,
counterbalance,
unlikely
right?
that it's getting
But I mean,
wasteland.
he didn't get any extra mana from it last turn, so it probably meant that it was only his other land.
It's a little danger right
You might
now.
have multiple cradles.
Todd has Progenitus in his hand.
And all of his creatures in his graveyard. Both of these are problems for Todd.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that play. I let him set up the fire spout out for Tarmogoyf getting bigger.
Yeah.
Like, that was really good. And I mean, he's still got plenty in his hand to do.
Now,
but,
now they're 4/5s.
and now this guy's cradle does not
Yeah.
hit for anything. Now he's got a guy though. Here comes Finordov.
He does still have Terrastodon in his deck that he can natural order for.
Like, assuming it didn't side it out, but
Right.
that
I would
is the
imagine
other
Terrastodon is
potential
probably a card
target.
you
Yeah.
want to keep in against the counterbalance deck.
Right. Assuming you want multiple targets, you would never get it unless you drew your Progenitus.
That's probably true. Unless
Yeah.
unless they have something like a moat in play.
Yeah.
If they're a counterbalance mode. But.
All right, so you can go for the Sylvan Messenger now if he wants, but those 4 untapped lands from Gerry are daunting, and Todd's at only 4 life, so he's got to be very, very careful.
This
he
is,
wants to win
this
game.
is
I mean,
rough.
This is precisely why I like Jerry's play of the Tarmogoyf rather than the counterbalance. The counterbalance wouldn't. I mean, like he could have blind hit maybe.
Right.
Yeah.
Whereas Tarmogoyf is guaranteed to present a serious clock to his
Right,
opponent.
and the card he was most worried about, which was natural order, wouldn't have even done anything.
Right. He can't unless he just raw dog flips Jace or something.
Right, which
He's-
seems
he's
unlikely.
in
Yeah.
serious
I don't even know if
trouble.
Jace is still in Jerry's deck after
Sure,
sideboarding.
This is probably a losing type of play. I would have tapped the Findhorn Elf, or
I know. He's now just dead.
yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's game.
So 2 lightning quick games.
All right, he packs him in. But now Todd's going to be on the play this game, which is very dangerous.
That it is. So we have the player's deck list in front of him. I haven't seen them yet. I'm allowed to look at them because I'm not in the tournament anymore.
That's true.
So, Gerry does actually go up to 4 fire spouts after sideboarding, which is particularly threatening against Todd's deck.
Luis last round also had 4 fire spouts in his deck post sideboard.
Given that Todd doesn't actually have the Vengevines, which are the cards that give the removal plan of a counterbalance deck fits,
Right.
You know, those fire spouts could cause him some serious problems if he isn't able to resolve natural order.
I've heard Vengevine is the card you want, and he's got Wolfskull Shaman instead.
It's going to be very difficult for his guys to get up to 4 power.
Yeah, that's definitely true.
I mean, it has some I guess just Archdruids, and it would pretty much always involve a Jiraga Warcaller as a way to get beyond the reach of Fire Spout. Or Nazuri.
I mean, Todd's plan here really is he just really wants to resolve natural order.
Yeah.
Natural order for Progenitus, Gerry doesn't have any way in his deck to legitimately.
I'm not gonna lie, like based on the deck list, I would almost want to cut almost everything that doesn't lead to a natural order. Or do you like Thorn of Amethyst if you're the elf deck here?
No, not at all. I mean, like I don't think you're gonna lock the counterbalance deck out of being able to actually play its spells. I mean, the only thing Thorn of Amethyst really does is actually let you potentially cast a natural order into a Force of Will when they have to tap out. But that ends up being pretty awkward.
It's more or less a Stone Rain as well.
Right. Yeah.
And you can't. With Thorn you're not going to make them. You're not going to be able to cast 2 spells in a turn very often.
Right.
So it's pretty much 1 spell a turn, and it is Stone Rain because he does have 4 Wastelands to potentially.
It could be. I mean, it could be a reasonable course of action going first, particularly.
Yes. I mean, I like that. I plan much more than I like
Trying to just kill you with dudes when you have a bunch of fire spouts in your deck.
Right. I don't think Sylvan Messenger does a thing. For example, I would not.
It's a forecasting cost guy that doesn't immediately impact the board. You're not playing goblins here. You don't have the ability to just throw things down quite as quickly.
You also don't have Aether Vial.
Yeah.
Although you do have just infinitely more mana to cast them.
You can't generate tons of mana, but you're much less resilient to removal overall because all your dudes you have to play them and then activate them for.
Yeah. You have to pass the turn. You have to have a bunch of dudes to play, pass the turn,
and then get the turn back. You have to untap with all your guys, which is pretty tough.
Alright, so the players exchange decks, and now it's time to see what we got. Alright, so
I see a Wasteland. Oh, Needle.
What? Needle, interesting.
Just for top.
Yeah, Needle stops top, which is pretty important.
Unless you're just a master and you know what fetch lands they have.
And he is mulliganing. Yeah, he had no forest.
And he looks at the top card of his library. How do you guys feel about looking?
I do it all the time.
I specifically do not do it. There's actually an amusing story about that habit. In Grand Prix Denver 2 years ago, really before I started playing again, I was playing against an opponent in what was second or third last round, and I'm sitting diagonally from Patrick Chapin, and my opponent mulligans. Then he tanks on his second hand, and he mulligans again and he peeks, and I'm just like I'm just trying to be helpful. I'm like it's usually not a good idea to look at the top card because you'll end up with a similar hand in the future, and you'll remember the time that you would have drawn the land. And it can just give you misinformation for the future. And Patrick's like, well, I disagree. I feel like you can collect a lot of information this way. Because whatever his rationale was. Sure. And my opponent was like, looks to me like, I'm gonna listen to this guy because he's the pro. I was just like, has it really been that long? So, guy from Denver, I hope you know my name now. This was all for you! No, but anyway, back to the match.
Not really. There's no mulliganing.
Yeah, back to the shuffling.
But on shuffling, peeking when you're mulliganing, as long as you don't let your emotions play into it, and that's a lot harder than one might think.
Right, exactly.
A lot of people do, even though they say they don't.
Yeah.
They do oh man, if I would have kept that last time. And that does, at least subconsciously.
Absolutely.
Even tilt you a little bit sometimes too.
And well, there are also there are lots of times when people keep hands because they sort of tell themselves that well, if I lose, it's because I stalled on land or whatever. It gives them an excuse, sort of subconsciously.
Yeah,
and I actually,
definitely.
I think that actually legitimately influences the way that some people play. They if they lose, it's because they got mana screwed or whatever. They want that excuse. Is this
He kept, but he didn't have a turn 1 play, and I don't see a second land.
Oh,
That's
wow. That's a
sketchy
But
cue.
there's
well,
land.
he drew a land.
must be.
Is that a Wolf Skull Shaman coming down?
Get I believe this commentating team loves the Wolf School Shaman.
I mean,
I just like making animal noises, like ka, ow, whatever it is.
Yeah. He's probably Howlgo.
Howl go.
Owl go. That's this deck. We're gonna write his deck name on here for him. He forgot it. Apparently. He didn't
They
write it
don't
down.
have a spot for that.
I know. I was very sad.
That's my favorite part about
I was
the
very
Wizards
sad.
checklist.
Yeah. That was actually my favorite part of my Worlds deck, was writing the deck name. Kago.
Did you come up with that?
Yeah.
Obviously.
That was the main reason I played the deck, was because I thought of the name Kago.
I had to build a deck. Right?
What is more brilliant than that?
Did you think of the name before the deck?
No. It was
I need to build a deck.
It was actually late in testing that I thought of the name Kago, and I was like, I'm sold on the deck.
Yeah.
It has the best,
This is the
best name
deciding
ever.
factor.
It put it over the top.
That's actually one of the
We
things.
have the pro.
Yeah, the pro has.
The
I was just telling the Denver story. So Patrick Chapin just came by the booth. But,
So Chapin, we've got a pretty interesting deck here. This guy is playing mono green.
Howlgo.
A mono green.
it looks like he didn't howl this turn
Got
though.
some-
He
we got
missed.
No, he
Wolf Skull
missed.
Shamans,
He missed.
Some Pierce Perfects, Elvish
Unlucky.
Champions, Natural Orders.
Is this guy? Oh my god.
Yeah, this guy's crazy.
His deck's
He's beaten
sweet.
down.
Sliven Messenger.
He won game 1 by casting 2 natural orders on turn 3.
2 on turn 3?
Yeah.
Did he stick them both?
No.
Oh, he forced through it.
Yes, he went. He's like natural order.
Here's my
force
4 mana
will.
test spell on turn 3.
Yeah.
Here's the next one.
Yeah, that's exactly how he won.
Sylvan Messenger is so sick in this deck.
I know, right? Deck is awesome. So,
You know what I want to happen? I actually want Wolf Skull Shaman peak Progenitus. That's like double kicking it. Not only do you not get a wolf, but then you have to draw Progenitus.
I mean, how do you only play 2 guys cradles in this deck?
I don't know.
Yeah, that's a good.
There's only 2 cradles start up. You got deck checked. And there's a story about how I almost got a game lost.
Because of Cradle of Gaia.
It's just Cradle. Of Gaia, you can see it's been written in there.
I mean, the interesting thing about this deck is the wastelands, right? You can wasteland his opponent.
Right.
And here comes a wolf from the.
What did he hit?
But the other thing
He
is
managed to get lucky and hit an elf.
one of
Yeah,
his targets.
unreal.
One of his targets for natural order is also Terasthalon, which you can just hard cast with the Priest of Titania on the battlefield.
Yeah.
I mean, this deck looks really
He's
neat.
got one Azuri. That's got to be a natural order target too.
Yeah,
Yes,
that sounds
there
awesome.
are definitely situations where Azuri just kills them immediately. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
What is it? What's getting Force of Will?
Sylvan
Messenger.
So he didn't keep it in.
Respect.
Elf Ringleader.
Respect for Elf Ringleader. Yeah.
Yeah, Gerry Thompson does not have a fire spot in his hand.
Yeah, I was gonna say he needs the fire spout here.
He does have his Tarmogoyf in play, and his opponent mulligan.
You can't. Yeah. Todd can't attack
but,
it
I mean,
with
this
Tarmogoyf.
is exactly the situation we were talking about with Wolf Skull Shaman when we were discussing the deck
Yeah.
list. I mean, Jerry's in a position where if that was just a regular creature, he would be at board parry. But instead, Todd's Wolf Skull Shaman is actually able to generate a continuous board advantage.
Right. The big issue is, of course, the fire spout's there, so he gets to be
Yeah, you
spouted
just
away and deal with
counting
all of them.
down, counting down
And there's
until.
a Jace.
So he did leave Jason.
I mean, you're playing against a mono green creature deck. That other than assembling a bunch of dudes in play, is going to have a hard time actually removing Jace. So it gives you a way to just continue generating advantages. It's also a card that can counter
Man.
natural order off of a counterbalance.
Really unlucky.
Lots of times you just gotta find a fire spout. You just gotta dig. you
Yeah.
know?
Exactly.
Like so.
If you do play a fire spot and just like untap into Jace, like that's probably game over.
And there's natural order.
He just drew natural order.
How does
Oh,
Jared
wow.
actually beat the natural order?
For Progenitus, he does not.
Does not.
It's a race.
Natural
He-
for Progenitus, he has to race.
The turn he draws natural order, he Vendilion clicks.
That's how he beats it, yeah.
Oh, which is interesting. That's exactly what happened.
Nice read.
Oh, on the bottom.
Did he?
No, he's going to draw a natural order. That's how this always works, right?
No.
Just put it on the bottom, they always draw.
Vendilion Click's too good for that.
No?
If Vendilion Click was like a bad card, that would happen. But since Vendilion Click is awesome, it actually just works.
Alright, so here comes something. He's going to keep extended. Oh, maybe not.
I mean, he has to.
Yeah.
What else is he gonna
Yeah,
do?
he's not gonna win sitting back.
Is that an Imperious Perfect?
I wish I could see what that was.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, that is,
Imperious. Oh, no, it's Wolf Skull Shaman.
No, that's an Imperious
It
Perfect.
is. It's Imperious Perfect.
I forgot that was on the list.
So now he.
Continuing to increase his board.
Oh, and look what Jerry drew.
Continuing
Fire
to get all his guys killed.
Spout.
The wolf dies too.
No.
So much for Howl Go.
That's cruelty to animals right there.
Alright, so does he have any realistic plays? I mean, is Sylvan Messenger his best plan, or is it just
I'd
draw
go.
a guy and then draw natural
I
order?
think that's his. I think that's his route.
Realistically, he needs to cast natural order to win.
Yesterday.
Yeah, he needed to have cast natural order to win.
Yeah,
There's still time, right? Like, he can
No.
Sylvan Messenger?
No, he's at 6.
Yeah, he's dead. Even if he
he
natural
just
orders,
drew
he's
a
dead on the
land.
attack step.
All right, that's game.
Yeah.
But
He drew Progenitus, so that's nice.
Perfect.
all right,
Well, there you have it.
Well,
Gerry
still,
Thompson
really,
takes down the match.
really interesting deck by Todd there. Like,
Absolutely. Did he make this?
I think so. I've not seen this deck anywhere else.
This is definitely not a deck I'm familiar with.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's got some
This is
interesting
really
stuff
cool.
going on.
I kind of want to clear out the booth and get him over here to tell us about it.
Absolutely. I almost wonder if Trinisphere might be a nice.
Yeah,
Oh, man.
we're